Alright, so we're looking at the Year 7 Linear Functions exam and how to get 100%. So, question number 1. Complete the table of values for the linear equation y equals 2x plus 3. So for each of these values of x, you multiply them by 2 and add 3. So that multiplied by 2 is negative 4, plus 3 is minus 1. Times by 2 is 0, plus 3 is 3. Times by 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Times by 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. 2 marks for all correct. Once again, same sort of question, but for times it by negative 2 plus 5. Well, minus 5 times minus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So you get 6 plus 2 is 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is minus 2. And negative 12 plus 2 is minus 10. 2 marks for all correct. Number 3. In the space below, draw a Cartesian plane on the diagram. Alright, so your Cartesian plane must be done using a ruler. And you've got the y-axis and your x-axis done. The 4 quadrants, well, that's your first quadrant, second, third and fourth, done. And the origin is there, so I'm going to label where the origin is. So there's another 4 marks there. Number 4. Use the Cartesian plane below to plot the following coordinates onto the graph. Well, let's do the first one. 5, 7. That's 5 across. 7 up is there. Make sure you label it A. Done. B. Minus 5, 2. So 5 back and 2 up is there. B. C. Minus 3, minus 4 is there. And finally D. 0 minus 8 is there. 4 marks. Question 5. Look at the ordered pairs below. Write down which quadrant each ordered pair is located. You can refer back to the previous one, or you can look here. So that's in the first quadrant. 8 minus 4 is in the fourth. Minus 7 minus 11 is in the third. And minus 1, 4 is in the second. 1 mark each. 6. Complete the table of values and graph on the Cartesian plane below. So multiply it by 3 and minus 1. Minus 9 take away 1 is minus 10. Minus 1. Let's get 9 take away 1, which is 8. So minus 3 minus 10 is here. So now we're graphing them. 0 minus 1 is here. And 3 across, 8 up is here. Now use your ruler. Make sure you go through each of them and label the equation of our line as well. Must be done using a ruler, must go through the 3 points. Question 7. Which of the equations below is not linear? Now linear means that you only have 1 power of x as you were. So that's a straight line, because so that's linear. That's linear as well. That's linear as well. The one that's not linear is our quadratic, so the answer is D. Number 8. Graph the linear equation y equals minus 2x plus 6. Now we need a minimum of 2 coordinates to plot a graph. So I'm going to pick the values minus 2, 0, 2 and 4. It doesn't actually make a difference what you pick. You times them by minus 2, then adding 6. So I end up with 4 plus 6, which is 10. That becomes 6. That's minus 4 plus 6, which is 2. And minus 8 plus 6, which is minus 2. Now when I plot them, 0, 6, 2, 2, 4, minus 2, I know that I've done them correct if they make a straight line. And remember to extend your line. You don't need to put the arrows on the top and bottom. And make sure you label the equation. Y equals minus 2x plus 6. 1 mark for labeling it, 2 marks for the line. You didn't actually need to do the table because it didn't ask you to. Number 9. Write a linear equation with the gradient of 5 and intercept of negative 2. Well, that means y equals 5x minus 2. 2 marks, straightforward. Number 10. Consider the graph below. Let's just sort the focus out. Which statement is most accurate? Graphs A and C have the same gradient. Well, that's not true, because they clearly don't. Graphs C and D have the same gradient. Have the same intercepts. Well, C's intercept is here, D's intercept is here, so that's not true. Graphs B and C are parallel. Well, that's not true either. And graphs C and D have negative gradients. That's the one that's true. D. Question 11. Find the x and y intercepts. Well, the y-intercept would be, it's going up in ones, so 0, 7. Must write as a coordinate. And the x-intercept is minus 7, 0. 12. For the graph below, find the gradient. Now, you can see that this is going from 2s, so it's 2, 4 high, and it's going across in 1s, so it's 2 across. Now your gradient is rise over run, so it's 4 divided by 2, which is a gradient of 2 in this case. 13. The cost per month in dollars is 30 cents per call plus $40, so 30 cents, $40 month rent. Use P equals cost per month and N equals number of calls. Write a linear equation using the variables P and N. So the cost per month, so the cost is how many calls, 30 cents per calls. I'm going to put that as in dollars plus 40. So that's in dollars and that's in dollars. If you wanted to do them both in cents, you could have also have 30 cents plus, but that in cents is going to be 40, so 4,000. So that's P in dollars, and that's P in cents. So I actually prefer this one out of the two. Question 14. Two equations are shown on the graph below. The cost line showing how much it costs to make toy trucks. There's the cost. And the income shows how much you make from selling the toy trucks. How much does it cost to make 20 toy trucks? Well, there's the cost line, 20, and you go across, so that's $40 reading from the graph. How much income do you make from selling 80 toy trucks? So there's our toy trucks. We go 80 up to our income line, which will be $80. Now, how much profit do you make from selling 100 toy trucks? Well, first of all, how much income would you make? You'd make $100, and you take away how much it would cost, which is $80, so you would make $20 from selling 100 toy trucks. So it's the how much you would earn minus the cost of making them, $20. 15. The graph below shows a conversion between degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. So here's Celsius, here's Fahrenheit. What is the exact temperature in Fahrenheit when it's 40 degrees? Now that's kind of hard to see on my graph, but good thing we've got the formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute 40 instead of C. Now I'm going to type that in on my calculator. 1.8 multiplied by 40, then plus 32 is 104, so my Fahrenheit must be 104, or degrees F. You look, and it looks about right as well. Number 16. Write the linear equation for the line passing through the coordinates minus 6, 22 and 4, negative 8. So to find the linear equation, we must write the linear equation for the line passing through these two coordinates. Now to find the equation, you need the gradient first. So to find the gradient, now you could do rise over run and sort of graph it, but I'm going to use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, because that's our first x, first y, that's our second x and second y. Because all you've got to do now is substitute them in. So you get minus 8 take away 22 divided by 4 take away minus 6, so that becomes minus 30. Now two negatives make a positive, so that's 10, so therefore the gradient is negative 3. Now to find the equation, you could use y equals mx plus c and substitute in the x and y value to find c, or you could use y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, which is just a bit quicker. So if you substitute these in, y take away 22 equals m, which we found was negative 3, x take away minus 6 becomes plus 6. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this. Minus 3x minus 18, and this minus 22 I'm moving to this side to make it plus 22. So finally, minus 3x and minus 18 plus 22 is plus 4. There's the equation of a line. Very difficult question, that one. Now our last question. What is the equation of a line parallel to y equals 5x minus 10 that passes through this point? Well, if it's parallel to this, that means the gradient must also be 5. To find the equation of a line, I'm going to use this one again. And I'm substituting in my points. So y take away y1, which becomes plus 2, equals m, which we found was 5. X take away, so that becomes plus 4. Once again, I'm going to expand 5x plus 20. The plus 2 moves to this side to become minus 2. So we get y equals 5x plus 18. There's your 1, 2, 3 marks there. So that's how you get 100% on all of the stuff that you need to be doing this term.